That's better.
Do not adjust your screens. This podcast is brought to you by Orange Dwarf, the legally distinct version of White Dwarf magazine, available in 0 newsagents near you. Welcome, everybody, to the Byzantian Brewscast, your one-stop shop for tabletop role-playing and homebrew stuff, with your host, Chaotic Jexak, and my colleague...
I'm Byzantian Dev.
Welcome, one and all, to this week's podcast. Yay! So,
Right.
how have we been? It's been a week. It's been quite the week.
It's certainly been a week. Lots of waiting, but work's finally on now, starting tomorrow. Took them 2 weeks to get their stuff together, but finally going to do so to get paid.
That's good.
But Mitchell dropped round yesterday. He got lost. Basically, the train stopped too early at like 10 at night, something stupid.
Ooh. Yikes.
Which was interesting to me. He pretty much stayed the night and would have been, well, I didn't know this was happening, so he sort of called me while I was already had a few drinks in, so that was interesting. So we just chatted, we shot breeze, and I think we watched some. They were doing this thing lately where I just watched like Royal Rumbles that I never saw the first time. So we just watched one of the old Royal Rumbles, like 11 at night.
Just just like 20 lads in a ring having a bit of a thrash.
They are on a thrash. I think it was 2002 last night. It was quite good. The best one I've seen yet from the older stuff. And today I did some. It was a short stream because Space Funeral is not a long game, but I did that. I think it sounds alright. OST said it was fine. So OST. Yes, there we are. Yeah, so that's been my week.
So, in terms of week, it's been a relatively normal one. Although I did get some felt tip pens for some colouring stuff. I did actually manage to sort of draw a new magic token. It didn't go amazingly well, but it's a good practice. I'm slowly but surely getting back into drawing things. Slowly. It's a slog, but I'm getting there. And I got Hot Wheels cards for my binder, so that's good. And I've got a sports bottle in preparation for the summer, because going anywhere in summer without a drink is a terrible idea, as it turns out.
Right.
And I was with my dad earlier. We went to the Turkish kebab place, as I normally do. And then we had ice cream from the ice cream van across the road from me afterwards, which was nice. Good old... Can't beat a good old soft serve ice cream sundae.
What's your go-to ice cream? Always had like a Magnum myself.
Oh, from the van, or like just in general?
From the van. Yeah.
I definitely go with the sundaes, because I don't get stuff with cones unless I get it from the supermarket, because I tend to get all sticky with a cone. So I like to get like a sundae so I can eat it with a spoon.
It was that or the the ice lolly ones. They're great in summer. You can't do any better. Yeah.
Sometimes I like to go for the weird ones of those. Like if they got an ice lolly that I don't normally do in a shop, like the banana ice lollies are quite nice.
That is weird.
Yeah, but it's. I'd like to get stuff that I couldn't necessarily just get from a shop. You know, I like to be a bit exotic.
Yes, but it is. Yeah, I haven't had an ice cream from one in a long time. Last summer, I think.
Wow. Unless sometimes if it's like Cornwall and they've got one of the, I think it's Rodders, Rodders or something like that. They have like big ice cream brand down in Cornwall, which is really nice, and it's nice to have a cone of that, because the cone does add something. Particularly if it's like a waffle cone, because waffle cones have a bit more structural integrity, and it just tastes nicer.
That reminds me. When I was about, we used to go to Cornwall quite a bit on family holidays.
Mm-hmm.
They were supposed to be like between 12 and 15, I guess.
Wow.
We'd always go to this place called Roskilly's
That's the
in Cornwall.
one! Roskilly's.
Oh, I was going to ask if it's Roskilly's. Um, Firstly, it's an ice cream place where they do it all in house. It's really nice. I remember one year they did a weird, like 12 or something. They did it must have been near Halloween. They did a quiz about occult stuff.
Wow.
That was we used to go to Oscars like every year when it was for a while
Mm.
anyway. But great ice cream there.
Mm. Yeah, because they branched out quite significantly over the past few
Have
years.
they?
Yeah, you can get from some places you can get like their stuff in like an actual like in some shops now. I think mostly in
That's really
Cornwall, but
cool.
there are
Yeah.
a few places outside of Cornwall you can get. Oh, Corny. What am I thinking? There was Kelly's as well. I think Kelly's was another one I was thinking of as
Okay.
well. That's another Cornish one. They have like a few little spots dotted around the coast. And there was another there's like a dessert shop in Perranporth as well that does like amazing, decent ice cream, but also they're just decent ways of preparing it. Like the classic Knickerbocker Glory, and I like to go with the banana
Oh right.
split. It's like just proper gelato style ice cream in
Nice.
banana. Banana. I mean, I could make that sort of thing myself, but a lot of effort. Plus, like, finding a decent gelato from a store is harder than it looks.
Yeah,
Anyway, enough about
it's
the
just like
ice cream
the,
meta.
yes, enough ice cream talk for now anyway.
I mean, it
It
is
makes me
something.
hungry.
It's very topical. If you're watching this in winter time, it's still okay to eat ice cream if you want. No one is judging you. Our future winter viewers. If you're watching
So
this in
leave a comment if you
2030,
know what Knickerbocker Glory is, because that's got to be a British thing.
wow, yeah. If you're watching this in 2030, we hope you enjoy your gruel flavored hollow ice cream that is government mandated. Man, that's bleak, isn't it? It's bleak.
The government's cracked down specifically on that. It's like a bad movie plot.
It's like B movie version of 1984.
They came for the ice cream.
You will only eat gruel flavored government issued ice cream. This weird floating head in the sky telling me what kinds of flavors of ice cream I'm allowed to eat. Thou shalt not make their own flavor of ice cream. Why not? The Board of Health says not to. Sure. There's a message in there somewhere. Anyway, yes. Other than filling myself with ice cream and consuming kebab, I'm starting my cybersecurity course next week. That should be interesting. I don't know if I'll completely go all the way with it, but I'm gonna try.
Let's go.
Yes, it's one of them things. It might be interesting, actually, genuinely, like from a just curiosity standpoint. Anywho, enough about what we've been up to this week. How about we begin tabletop book club?
Yes, that's right. There's it. It's in my folder. I've been looking through DM's Guild this time around.
Ooh.
There's it at. There we go. It's design level ones. It's called Delian Tomb. What's the synopsis? So a storm rolls in, and a natural storm, and okay, so basically a weird storm is whipping up, and you need to find shelter. And would you look at a tomb that's nearby? Is the short of it. Yeah, it's designed for any type, most settings.
Mm.
It's the writer's a big Matt Colville fan. Formatted quite well, and then it's quite short. When you look at 9 pages long, um, it's all quite blocked off nicely.
Uh-huh.
Titles chosen doing like this like screamy bright red, which it works because it looks a little bit like a Word doc.
Right.
Um, it's very broken up. So the when it goes through like checks you can make, it's like given it so its own section. So it's
Mm.
really like reasonably well formatted. It doesn't really have much in the way of professional polish, I'd say.
Yeah.
Definitely looks like a fan effort. It's a very good fan effort, but it doesn't have like the nice sort of nice texture or that sort of glossy art you might find. But it's certainly just like a solid job. Um, it's pretty classic. The main enemies are goblins. There's a ritual involved. The maps themselves are actually quite nice.
Mm.
Yes, they definitely done on. I think it's an app. I can't tell the app, but it's definitely something I've probably used before or something very similar. Uh, it also it's a, well, what else we got in here? Okay. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's mostly sorry, yeah, it's mostly goblins and got a ritual. It does have the naming conventions are quite good. There's got like a it's got one of those introduces like magic weapons early on. The main
Good.
treasures is like the sword Edict blade, it's plus one longsword. Weirdly, plus two against goblinoids, which I think is kind of nice and weird. Um, Also, I think it's the kind of thing that I would think would you'd get before you finish the adventure,
Ah.
because otherwise that'd be a bit odd.
Yeah.
Like,
Unless it's like, here's
but
something for your next adventure to tack onto this, maybe.
yeah, so that's also it. Would also be it for a free module. I'm quite impressed with it. It's got credits, all of the assets and resources, so it's all quite well sourced. Um, I think it would be a really good session zero. I think 'cause it's got all the right fits. I would have liked it if I mean I don't know if they've done anything. It's by Seth Harris. I'm not sure if they've done any more maps or things following this, but I would recommend putting in stat blocks because that is missing. It does the thing from the other books where it just says, there's a goblin and there's a hobgoblin, or but so it doesn't actually show the actual stats if you didn't have your monster manual together or something.
Mm.
But it's a competent thing, and it did come recommended. So yeah, that's the Delian Doom. I think it's perfect for level 1 to 3 for session zero.
Nice.
So what you found this week?
So, I unfortunately don't have the book anymore, but I did find this PDF, cough cough. It's actually for once not a rules-based thing, but it is something in the tabletop sphere, technically. It's Skaven Slayer, the book, the Gotrek and Phoenix novel, Felix, the one by William
Yes.
King.
That the Was that a reprint or is it the original one? Because they're fairly old books now.
Um, I believe so. I had the old one. I had the original one, which I wish I'd kept now, looking at eBay prices. I don't know what I did with it. But I remember loving this book when I read it because every other chapter is just like Tankwall having a mental breakdown and it's the most amazing thing. Like, I'll
Pretty
send you the
normal
PDF. Yeah,
tranquil.
he's having a normal one. He's having a Menti B. I love Tankwall so much. He is such a character. He's one of those
Would
villains
this
that
be
you
one of the
just
books where he? Oh, sorry,
he's
carry
one of
on.
those villains that you just love because he's just kind of goofy in a manic way. Let's see if I can send this
It's
over
one of
so
the
you can
books
also.
where he has to rebuild Bone Ripper again. He's got
There's,
wrecked
I
again.
think there is in fact a moment where he has to do that. Yes.
Yeah, he made like three of them. didn't he? There was models for him. Actually, I'll fish them out. It's quite a cool model. And I actually read those books. So are they okay? So are are they good to read as an adult, or are they sort of like more
Um,
teenage fare? For some of the
so
Warhammer books I've read, at least, they don't age great sometimes.
I think from a Skaven player's perspective, this is brilliant.
Okay.
Okay. Fire Adventures on D&D stuff. Hang on a minute. Let me just grab it. Oh, it's in 5e Adventures. That's why. Non D&D stuff. I've called it Skaven by mistake, but you know, there's the
Oh,
PDF. It is just the
Skaven,
entire
Skaven.
book. Yeah, I love this whole section. It's like it was almost as if he, the great Tanquil, was under a curse. He shuddered at the very
Oh,
thought. Surely the horned rat would not withdraw his favor from one of his chosen. No, he told himself sternly. That was not the reason why the dwarf was still alive. The real reason was the worthlessness of his underlings. Just Tanquil almost having a moment like, am I the problem? Tanquil having a rare
that
moment
seems
of
no.
angry clarity.
That seems out of character for him.
But it's only like a
Um,
split second. It's like, am I the
oh,
problem?
yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah.
I feel like I want to do the meme. You know, the Principal Skinner one. Am I the problem?
Yes.
No,
What
it's
do you
the
want
underlings that are wrong. Can't
That's
be
the most
me.
Skaven thing to do is blame any other Skaven.
Yep. Also, I love the idea that Tanquil has like size envy of Grottel's rat ogre. Like, man, you're not allowed to have a rat ogre that's bigger than mine. What the hell?
That's fun.
And it's just like, I love this particular entry in the Slayer series because it really does focus more, I feel, on the Skaven life than it actually does the Gotrek and Felix going on adventures and doing general havoc stuff. There's still enough of the Gotrek and Felix go on adventures and do stupid things aspect to it, but there's a good emphasis on the world of the Skaven, which is nice because you don't really see that all too often. I feel like less novels focus on the Skaven in general. It's like, oh, they're this mysterious rat people. But here it's like, he gets the nitty gritty of things.
Yeah, they're great villains because there's no. Well, they're just not good. Frankly, they're very fun in that regard. Um, I do have something you might like actually. I'm just trying to find it on my phone. Because there was a time when I downloaded a load of Warhammer PDFs
Hmm.
and some unofficial codexes, things like that. And amongst them, I found one I think you'd really like. It's literally just Skaven Underhive stuff. Um,
Nice. Yeah.
and I think it was designed for the Warhammer tabletop game, not the
Ah.
skirmish one, not the actual roleplay one.
Hmm.
Which really deep system. But I think it's got a lot of flavor to it.
Yeah.
Where is it? Anyway, that's it. What next?
So I also want to talk about, sorry, real quick, because I'm on the subject of
Yeah,
Tanquil
go
and
on. Yeah.
Bone Ripper. I
Oh,
love
I just
Bone
found it.
Ripper as a
Children of the
character.
Horned Rat. There we are.
Yes. So
Right,
if
carry
you've
on.
ever seen so the miniatures for Bone Ripper, you would know that he's gone through a weird evolution over the years. So he started out in the metal era as this weird sort of four-armed guy with a pretty tiny, almost headless looking. He
Yes.
almost looked headless actually. He's got this weird sort of countenance to him in the metal era. Then he gets like, where's the second iteration? This is the second iteration, I guess so. Where's that? No, that's like Wait, then what's this version? Because yeah, he gets like all swole for a bit. He gets all swole. Then his head goes all weird for a bit. His head gets a bit weird. He gets some magical stuff going on him, and then he just becomes like a skeleton. Bro dies, and Tankor's still just like, right, put him back together again. His skull is
Everyone
just
has
a
their
skull. Ah,
favourite
that's
project.
fine. He can live with it.
Everyone has their favourite pet project.
I love Bone Ripper so much. He's like, as far as Skaven go in general, he's just a big dumb but kind of weirdly lovable brute. He is like, it's kind of
Oh yeah, he's
like,
just
it,
a big,
yeah,
big
yeah.
muscle
It's
hire.
like the Dark World version of like Lenny and the other guy from Of Mice and Men. If Lenny was a giant rat and the other guy
They're
was literally a mastermind
insane.
wizard that was probably schizophrenic and on crack.
Who was the other one I really got? Gorich is on. I thought he's a fun. Or Throt the Unclean, I've always quite liked because the Molder stuff's always fun. Ooh,
Unclean.
two F one.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like
Throt the
Gorich is just
Unclean.
a cool idea. So long story short, he is basically just this marauding barbarian who was aligned to a big chaos army at one point.
Hmm.
Um, he led a raid which failed horribly, so he was sent. He was pretty much sold into slavery to the clan Mulder, where they pretty much took his like berserker brain, put it in the body of this experimental rat ogre, and was forced to fight in an arena. Turns out he's really good. Turns out because all he knows how to do is fight. He was really good in that arena. Managed
Oh.
to escape. Also, managed to escape from Flot the Unclean and the whole arena, and literally started his own faction because other Skaven just followed him. Flot the Unclean just hates his guts because he was meant to be like a. It's meant to just be just a loyal, another stupid rat ogre, but he had a
Hmm.
little more free will than he was banking on.
Like, nah, bro, get out.
Yep.
Anyway, that was a little bit on Skaven Slayer. Go read
Yes,
the book if you can. I recommend going for the PDF because the book is
I
expensive.
will. I
Oh,
haven't
crikey.
read a one
Anyway,
for a long time.
and the whole Slayer series in general, if I recall, was very good. Perhaps one of the better things to come out of Black Library. Not that there's that many bad
Yeah,
things coming out of Black Library, to be fair, but I'm sure there's a few stinkers.
yeah. Some of the more modern reviews haven't done so well.
Yeah. So, on to our critical fun ball.
Yes, this week, this it is which is the coast. They've put out an interesting tweet that has ruffled some feathers because uh, they're trying to demonstrate. I guess they just sell more D&D, and they've decided to do it with showgirls.
What?
Yeah, they put out a post um, about the life of a showgirl, and it's meant to be a D&D post. And it's
Huh?
got a lot of people going, "What does this have to do with D&D?"
That's just confusing at this point. If they lost the plot.
Uh, yeah, I have looked into it. Apparently, the art's from New Radiant Citadel book, which didn't review great,
Weird flex.
because it was a little. I think the main the consistent review I keep seeing is that a lot of people thought that the book was a little too a little too kumbaya. Everyone gets along.
Ah.
Um, and made the setting not particularly interesting, despite having a lot about it.
Hmm.
Is yeah, they've watered down another setting from at least that's what the reviews are saying.
As they do.
Yep.
To no end of
Uh,
annoyance.
yeah, yeah. Which is why I'm kind of glad now that they aren't messing with Chult or Harakir or anything like that
Hmm.
because they'd ruin it. They
Yeah.
would like Harakir. I know for a fact they would take all the slavery out, even though that was a key feature of the setting, and that ideally were meant to be. stopping the slavery, but ignore the
Yeah,
context.
it's also like a key part of the, I guess, historical setting you're basing Harakir on.
Yeah, it
It's
is. It's
I was about to
absolutely.
say like what who else would have built the pyramids in Harakir? Aliens, but that actually might wind up being the official plot point.
They would somehow bring in like mind flayers or something
Yeah. So,
to
actually,
say, oh, that
Harakir
they
was
built it.
originally home to a really super ancient, intelligent, advanced civilization and stuff. And okay, sure,
It is a weird, consistent conspiracy that the pyramids of all things were built by aliens.
yeah,
It's a weird thing to come about. But no, so Woods the Coast not reading the room of what the paying D&D audience is about again. Um, but again, what's overly new there?
yeah.
I'll just drop a link to the image. What do you find this week?
So my critical fumble is weirdly, it's a little bit of an unusual one, but it is also Wizards of the Coast themed. So we've had some stuff coming out from the new Avatar set, and I'm not upset with it. I'm not overjoyed about it. I'm just whelmed. It's just whelming. Not overwhelming, not underwhelming. Just I'm just whelmed. What the? Oh, okay. That's really
We're done.
weird an image. But yeah, like look at MTG. That. Also, by the way, we haven't had all the reveals from Spider-Man yet, and they're already revealing more Avatar stuff, so that's great.
They can't like they can't. Why they're so eager to release stuff
But
just
yeah,
all at once.
their main poster child card, aka Avatar Aang, is a card that can't really get support outside of this set because it specifically cares
Oh
about
no!
bending abilities. Something that probably won't be reprinted or have any new cards for the archetype outside of this set. A, because it doesn't make sense, and B, probably because of copyright. So, congratulations on that, Wizards, making your like showstopper 4 5 color card be something that people don't want to build decks around because it will never get any stronger or more interesting.
It still gets really funny that we're at a point where Magic the Gathering is now more about Spider-Man and SpongeBob SquarePants and other franchises than its actual in-house settings.
Yeah. See, I think this is the crux of the problem. I think people wouldn't mind the universes beyond stuff quite so much if there wasn't so much of it compared to normal run-of-the-mill Magic the Gathering in-house settings. And if the actual Magic the Gathering settings were normal and not Magic the Gathering in space, Magic the Gathering does Mario Kart, and Magic the Gathering does fucking Cluedo.
I do wonder though if it's like a dozen or so people buying all the sets at once trying to scalp them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because you get with this, you get the double scalper issue. Is the people are scalping it because it's magic stuff, and people are scalping it because it's Avatar stuff or Spider-Man stuff. So for those collectors, there's double the amount of scalping problem, which is exactly why Final Fantasy product is so bloody hard to get.
Yeah,
And
what's putting me off of that is let's carry on, sorry.
the other thing with that is they don't print enough stuff to compensate for the popularity. It's like this is going to reach a wider audience. Print more of it.
Just maybe focus on one release at a time.
Yeah.
Crazy idea. Um See what put me off about the Final Fantasy stuff is I remember just checking it, just checking the price of them when it was last in Element Games. It was like 671 for a booster.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty sure now. If you were really clever with your order, you could order full meal at a fish and chip shop for that.
Mm. I think I went to, there's a place in Skeg that I went to once that had fish and chips cheaper than that. It was good fish and chips too. But it's like, what? Oh, also another. This is more of a funny critical
Hmm?
fumble than a
Yeah,
for fuck's sakes Wizards one. Look at these deck boxes by Ultimate Guard.
let's have a look. are, they, are they meant to look like that, or is
Yes,
that an
yes,
accident?
that is entirely
That,
intentional.
that's really funny.
And yes, my cabbages guy is in fact a card in the set.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was going to be it was going to be in there.
It is kind of funny that it is kind of funny though that one of the first things that's revealed in one of the like chase cards of the set is a meme. For better or for worse, it's a
Yeah, well,
meme.
it does for money.
Uh, I do admit funny card though, and I haven't seen a turtle duck yet. That's another thing. I'm like, okay, why hasn't one of those been revealed yet? Like, bruh, come on. You know people want to see the turtle ducks.
Did you ever watch Avatar when it was running? Because I caught it way later.
I caught like little bits of it, but not much. I mostly know of it from the memes,
Yeah.
which is probably another reason why I'm so unbothered by this particular set.
Then again, how long has the last set been out for a start?
Um, like 2 weeks. So we haven't even been able to really enjoy Edge of Eternity that much. Not that any half the people in chat could probably even remember the plot of that particular arc, because it was like again whelming. I think this is also another problem. If it was worse or more terrible or more cringe or more stupid, it would actually be better. It's in this weird grey area where it's so boring, like lore wise, no one cares. There are so many of the cards that just like, okay, this is fine, but they're not amazing, but they're also not terrible enough to be funny or for some to be challenging for someone to be a challenge for them to build a deck around. So it's just like we're in this weird limbo.
You know, this guy's got AI face a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. I still wonder to what extent Wizards is using AI still. It does make me wonder. I am suspicious.
We'll find out. I'm sure it'll be on this segment in a couple of weeks if it is. People
Yes,
tend to catch up on that kind of quickly.
indeed. So that's my critical fumble of the week. I'm just like, it's not like leave the game level of upset with Wizards and Magic. It's just like, I'm not buying this set because I just genuinely don't care enough. Like, the setting I don't really care about, and there's not enough cards that are actually genuinely good or useful that I care about either so far. It's like, it's fine, I guess. Sure, go off, King. Anyway,
That's almost worse than it being
yeah,
terrible. When
exactly.
something is so boring you don't even care.
Yeah. I would rather a game or a set be terrible than be bland. Because there's a kind of beauty and ugliness. There's a kind of wonderfulness in something being terrible. There are there are cards from like the old Kamigawa deck sets that are just they are just bad, but people love them. A because they
Like
are
all those.
funny, and B bad cards are weirdly more useful than mid cards. Because if their card is genuinely bad, giving it to your opponent makes it good, if that makes sense.
What were those really strange redesigns that they were done on MS Paint? Those are hilarious.
Yeah. I forget which ones those were, but yeah, it's like, what? Oh. Anyway, so shall we move on to our weekly homebrew of the week?
Yes, let's. This week the theme was ancient Egypt,
Yeah.
which handy for me as I'm in the middle of running a harakiri, so it's
Oh.
perfect for me. Um, so yes, I pretty much went straight into that, and I went looking for interesting monsters that fit the bill that I didn't know about, and pardon me, and I found doing a bit of searching, and I found a a new type of, well, it's technically down as a dragon, but it's not a dragon. It's kind of complicated. It's called
What?
I think it's pronounced a keku. At
Bless
least in
you.
English, anyway. It's it's sort of like a sort of chimeric monster. It's got the
Uh-huh.
head of an oryx, which is sort of in the giraffe family. Um, got eagle's wings, bird-like feet, and this like the tail of a snake,
Mm-hmm.
which is they look kind of cool. Um, they are generally where they were associated with Set,
Ah.
or seen as like royal guardians. That's This is from my cursory glance.
These things.
Let's have a look. Have a look. That's the one. Yeah.
That they look wonderful. It's like a regional variant of a hippogriff, but not. Or like griffin.
No,
That
I
kind of
just
it.
saw it and thought that looks really interesting. Um, I did have to split off from the myth a little because I don't know if they actually had magic in the original myths or anything. So I did sort of make the up. So what changed? So it's coming at CR5 because it has that boss monster energy about it. Um,
Yeah.
50-foot fly speed, 9 hit points, immune to being blinded, charmed, and frightened. Classic Dragon's Earth. It understands Common and Celestial. I don't imagine its intelligence to speak.
Hmm.
Um, so that's for actual traits. I imagine that there's two variants in this one profile. Um, some of them, in this rewrite at least, have are innately magical or can use some spells. Some just can't. Uh, I judge this up as they've sort of been bred into this. Sort of been bred by the fairies of Harakir a bit. So
Hmm.
some of them are from. So some of them are from like what they call the royal bloodline, while others are more garden variety. Just they naturally occur, even though they all
Basically,
naturally
the difference
occur. So
between
only
sort of
some of them
wild
actually
and
have
domestic,
arcane powers.
basically.
Pretty much.
Hmm.
Well, ideally, the pharaoh wants every single one of them
Ah.
because they're like a status symbol, but only some of them actually have the access to spells.
Hmm.
Otherwise, they all have a terrifying presence, which is DC 14 Charisma save, and two claw attacks. The spells they actually get, I came up with a few ones. They get Cure Wounds, Sanctuary Shield, and made a couple of others. So it's Scintillating Light and Pillar of Radiance, um, which is a Whiz save. It's a cantrip, which at this level, the level it's at, it deals 1d8 fire plus 1d8 radiant, and it can blind.
Oh.
So ideally, it would open a fight with that, and then bully the creature that that's been blinded.
Hmm.
Uh, Pillar of Radiance, it's like a big immovable like pillar of fire. It hurts stuff. 2d10 radiant, 1d10 fire. It hurts. As for its actual attacks, we're talking about 2d6 base damage. So it's got beak, claw, and tail, which again is the reflex roll, is
Hmm.
1d10. Uh, the claw attacks can poison, which I know isn't that powerful, but it can potentially deal out 2d6 +4, as part of a bonus, as a multi-attack. So it's pretty mean.
Hmm.
Oh, also, I uh, I found a new spell to give it, which I didn't mention.
Ah.
I looked up spells to give it to make it really challenging, to be a bit mean, and I found Levitate, which is a really funny spell.
Right.
Um, so it's not devastating, but if you use it on the right target, it is horrible. So I think it's a level comes in at level 2.
Yeah.
60-foot range, requires vision, concentration. A creature or loose object of your choice uh, must pass a con save or rise up to 20 feet in the air. It's then suspended. Can only move by pushing against a fixed object or surface it can reach.
Like just float. So basically, it's
Yep,
like
you
it's
just
less
float.
levitate and more just like zero gravity.
Yeah. Basically, if you use it in the open air, they kind of can't move until concentration drops, or they drop the spell, or 10-minute passes. Which is so you could easily use it to take advantage of its flight, levitate some squishy character up, and just claw them to death. And I want to give this spell to more monsters now because I've seen how horrible that could be.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so that's the Ikeku. I saw it base it purely on the fact that it looks cool, and I kind of like it. I've also done a wondrous item as a nice little add-on,
Nice.
which I've called the premature Shabti. Which is Shabti is this curious little stone, clay, marble. It's basically a little. It's like a little figurine,
Mm.
usually meant to represent a man, and it was used. It was buried with the deceased.
Mm-hmm.
So ideally, when they do go to the afterlife with the rest of their belongings, there's a servant there that does things for them in the afterlife.
No. Yeah, I remember that. I remember the Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah,
card
so
Charm of Shabti
what this
actually.
one does anyway
Go on.
is when uh, if the bearer is reduced to 0 hit points or less, they can use it to anchor their spirit to where they died for the next hour.
Oh.
During the time, they can summon a spiritual weapon that effectively is them
Mm.
for that hour while they're technically dead.
Interesting. That is really
It
interesting.
deals 1d8 necrotic. Uh, it uses the bearer's strength, dex, or spellcasting stat because it's meant to that they've weaponized their soul for a bit because they're not
Mm-hmm.
completely unable to do something. As the end of the hour, however, the bearer dies as if they would have died anyway.
Hmm.
Um, and the magic of the Shabdi just stops working. It's like a one-use thing.
Hmm.
Uh, I like to have my magic items level up, so it basically makes the damage higher. There's 5 levels, ranging from 1d8, upgrading all the way up to 2d10
Wow.
necrotic damage. I just thought it'd be a really cool idea. It doesn't so much resurrect anyone; it just delays death for a while.
Yeah. It's
I
kind
just
of
thought that'd be
like
a really cool idea.
this is the last of my Hamon kind of final gambit type technique.
Kind of, yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Um, yeah. So what have you come up with for ancient
So,
Egypt this week?
I mentioned via DM to you this was not a D&D
You did.
homebrew. So, this is a
Yeah.
Lancer homebrew that I've made.
Oh, nice.
So you might be thinking, how does this factor into ancient Egypt? Well, I mentioned
I've
earlier
been.
about the whole like
Oh, yeah.
conspiracy joke about, ancient aliens and stuff. So I thought, what if in the Lance universe that was like a legit thing? Because Lancer is weird like that.
Yep, it certainly is.
So we have the manufacturer Vizier Andromeda with the tagline, "Praise the Omnipharaoh, our time of ascension is at hand." So these are going to be, I'm going to maybe add to this as time goes by, but these are basically weapons, cores, etc. that were made by an ancient civilization, and super advanced ancient civilization, and these mechs were built to defend their pyramids and such like that. So like,
Okay.
but way. So the stuff you see, the sort of the top layer servers, like the basic traps, that's kiddie shit. The stuff they're really protecting is protected by AI powered mechs and things like that, including the Tomb Falchion, which is a defender type mech, license level 1. It is a size 1, has one main mount and 2 auxiliary mounts, and they're basically like a block, like a cuboid block of sandstone, I guess, with sort of mechanical parts with inside of them, with 4 lapis steel legs. So they kind of like, they figured out how to effectively alloy lapis into their steel to make it even stronger. And basically they come out of sections of the deep pyramid section as these sort of early sentry guards. And what they get, they are slow, but the more you attack them, the more their like stone exterior armor like chips away, making them faster.
Speed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they get they're very basic, so they get a standard sort of big laser cannon attack and just some crushing claws. So they are pretty basic, but the manufacturer itself, all mechs of this quote-unquote manufacturer have the core bonus, a Desert Blaze. So they get immunity to heat damage, because they're literally things built for a desert environment. And if this unit would deal a structure damage due to heat, reduce the result of all those structure rolls by 1. Bearing in mind in Lancer, you want to roll high on your structure damage rolls. So having them reduced makes it more likely your mech will just blow up. So these guys focus on heat as their main gimmick. Okay. So the basic one doesn't deal a lot of heat damage. It only deals heat damage with a laser, which is 1 heat. But there's other effects gonna be in like the setting and other mechs and traps that will also deal heat damage. So when I thought about this idea of like mech fighting in ancient Egypt, or the ruins of ancient Egypt, I was thinking more on the lines of like a dungeon slog, like survival dungeoning, rather than one fight, 2 fight. It's like, you gotta watch your heat, because that will slowly but surely tick up until you overheat. But they also get, this particular mech also gets something called Sun Salutation, so it works on something called divinity counters. So when it would take heat damage, it gains a divinity counter instead. So if it gets hit by an attack that would deal heat damage, it gains a divinity counter. And it can use the divinity counters either to perform a full tech attack, which changes all text of the targeted mech into hieroglyphics. So all of your like commands and stuff, if you've got visual commands, all hieroglyphics. Which will inflict the impaired status unless the pilot or the AI has proficiency in hieroglyphics, which they probably don't.
Pretty rare. That's pretty unlikely to pick that one, honestly.
But it might happen, say, there's a course of adventure or something like that. Maybe they'll pick up some chip or something. The other one is Statuify, which is a free action point thing. It doesn't deal a lot of damage. It has Blast 1 and Reliable 1. Just deals 1... It deals 1 damage of unspecified type. What this does is it creates nanobots using the heat it's generated to transmute the matter of nearby threats into sandstone. So it literally turns your metal of your mech or even your body into sandstone. If a target affected this way is then hit with kinetic damage, inflict shredded, which is like your armor down status.
Right.
So they are very basic, but they can be quite... They're very basic and kind of easy to deal with, but they can fuck you over. Especially with... Okay. So they got, the Eye of Horus is their general laser, and then they got Crusher Claw. This can be fitted to any mech, because that's how Lancer works, but I designed these 2 weapons with that in mind. But yeah, I will add more to this at some stage, because I like Lancer, and I want to get more experience in writing homebrew for Lancer, because it is It is a very different system to like fight fifth edition and stuff like that. It is very, very different, and so I want to get used to it. So, I will put this in the chat. I will also try and put in. I think they're called. Are they JSON files or what are they called?
Mhm.
Anyway, I've got the files to people can import into their Lancer app if it works. I'm gonna test it at some point before I post those in though. And if it works, you will have a version of these which you can just directly import into your Lancer own Lancer dossiers, whatever they're called. Because apparently they have a whole creation. They actually have a whole system for making homebrew on Lancer.
Oh, I didn't check that.
It where is it? It's on? I think it might be part of CompCon. Counter toolkit, content manager. No, compendium. Where did I find it? No, remove. Where did I find it? I know I saw it somewhere. That's not it. Where did I bloody well find? Where did I see it? Let me see if I can find it. That's not it. I swear I. Now I can't bloody find it again. Was it mech? Ah, it was in the mech template. Yeah, it was. Where the bloody hell? Oh wait a minute. Ah, here we go. LCP editor. It's part of CompCon. Of course it is. It's just in an annoying, hard to find place. I will post this to you in the chat, so you know where the LCP editor is. There's a whole system for this, as it turns out, that makes it a bit easier to generate for this. You do have to look up what the in the rules for weapon ranges and weapon types and cores and stuff like that and how that lot works, but the layouting is there.
Oh, I think I just caught it. Okay, good on us.
Yeah. So that's my homebrew of the week. It'll be in the chat later. What's next for us? Oh, hi Terry. Hello, Terry.
Right.
Our next section. What were we looking at? Not skirmish report. We need.
Real.
I think we need more sections because some of the sections just not applicable sometimes. Oh
Well, we can always work on that.
yeah. How about just video gaming stuff for a change? Just
You doing
video
me
game
stuff?
stuff in general.
Okay. Um. Oh, it was the stream earlier.
Oh
I did
yeah. I missed that. I'm sorry. I
Space
was
Funeral, which is one of my favourite strange art games by some team called the Catamites.
nice.
They make Dadaist art games. How do I explain it briefly? It's an RPG maker game
Hmm.
where you play as Philip, um, who is sad. That's his class. He's just sad, and you sit on some vague quest to go to something called the City of Forms because everything's weird and messed up.
Right.
On the way, you find well, not sure what he is, but something called Leghorse, who sort of tagged along with you. He's 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 very extra and aggressive, and all the dialogue is just really weird and doesn't necessarily make sense.
Oh. Oh. It's just like kind of
I'll just get a few
surreal.
screenshots of it, just because the art style is really weird on purpose. It's really silly until like every now and again the dialogue will just have these weird, deep moments about what it means to create stuff and how it can feel when you think you've made something you can't ever improve on.
Ooh,
But then
what?
it goes right back to being really stupid. But then it goes right back to being really stupid. Yeah,
Okay.
It's like a moment of lucidity in the trip. It's kind of great. I think
Man.
it's from 2010, so it's quite an old one, but it's always stuck with me.
Hmm.
There is an unofficial sequel. Um, I think Vinny's played both of them. I think. Um, okay, to put in perspective, there is the last boss has a really meaningful like monologue about what it means to create things, and it ends with him just saying "motherfucker" with like 5 R's for no reason.
What?
And the same game also has you're warned about the northern wastes where there's this house that no one's come back from, and inside it's a really nice house, and Dracula's just hanging out there. He does nothing. He doesn't attack
It's just
you.
there.
He's just there.
When you said leg
He
horse, I don't know what I was expecting, but it was not a horse made of legs.
it's a leg horse. Um, yeah, and all Draculas you have you have conversation choices, but there's only one choice, so it's really stupid. And the whole conversation breaks down to, "Hi Dracula, how are you doing? What do
Uh-huh.
you do?" And it turns out that Dracula plays piano and drinks wine and smokes weed. And that's the conversation.
Wait, no, it's not fucking what's his name? Dracula Feel, is it?
It kind of is.
I
That's
play
the
piano, I
horrifying
drink
house that
wine, I
you're warned
smoke
about.
weed.
But that space funeral,
That is
you can play it in an hour. It is not a long game.
that is incredible. Where did you find this?
I saw someone play it over a decade ago.
Wow.
It's just a really silly game, and I kind of love it because it's a weird art statement, and without being pretentious about it, it just exists, and I kind of like that.
Just unabashedly exists for like basically no
Oh, yeah.
reason.
all the Catamites are the same. They also did. You should watch it. Goblet Grotto, which is another absurdist game where you collect goblets, you play a frog knight, and you explore really weird worlds. Like it's really the writing is absolutely insane because it describes like a massive amount of detail
Hmm.
that they never show in game.
Wow.
There's a whole thing where every now and again you'll get a warning from the game like you need to hide your menu from the firestorm. Uh, Press tab to hide your inventory. You don't have an inventory, or there's no firestorm. At one point, it mentions using a helicopter drone that is never in the game. You never get access to it.
Wow.
It's just, it's just. I think it's meant to be a parody of like old school RPGs that are really in depth.
Just there is no depth to this.
Yeah, it's like it's pretending really hard to have a point, but there is none. Like there's an area later on where you are meeting the Dragon Emperor. It's really important. Every room in the area has like um, a page or so of
Mhm.
detail about royal guards and strange instruments and very specific details that it shows none of it. The assets are like it's like all red textures. Like it's meant to look a little bit like stone. The guards are literally poorly drawn policemen, and everyone's telling you, "Oh, don't be late. You need to see the Dragon Emperor." Like it's the most important thing in the world. And when you get there, it's just a skeleton wizard, the same sprite you've seen several times before earlier in the game, and all he says to you is, "It's nice to see you." He has no, he does nothing else.
That is fantastic. That is so
I think Vinny
funny.
played it years ago. It's really fun. I mean to stream it just because it's never because it's one of those games where there's just stuff to explore, but it doesn't really mean much.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Space Funeral and Goblet Grotto. You been playing much lately?
So I have been playing also an indie game, so it's more of an indie, I guess,
Nice.
fan game. That is SRB2 Kart, which is Sonic Robo
Oh
Blast
yeah,
2, the kart
you
one.
into that.
It's very highly moddable. It's sort of loosely based on the idea of a SNES era Sonic the Hedgehog kart racer, but because it's so sort of fan made and everyone's doing fan stuff, stuff like this just happens.
Oh
Just
yes.
super
Oh,
super Pepino kart with just the entire like the timer based version of crumbling tower of pizza, but you're in a go kart. Yes, you
it'd be
can
funny if you just
die.
ran.
Yeah, that would actually be quite funny. I think there is actually something called Ring Racers that they made as well, which is like the running version of this, with its own set of characters and tracks and its own set of mods. It's like everybody's Tour de France kind of thing. No, everyone's London Marathon, but
Nice.
weird. But in this, it feels like I want to say like the GBA era Mario Karts, because there is a drift mechanic with boost. So you can drift in this. It takes a bit of getting used to the drifting and turning, because the turning, the carts do have a set of stats, but it's like a cube grid. So you've got at the top, you've got either left hand side speed, left hand side acceleration, right hand side speed, and then you've got handling at the top, weight at the bottom. And so obviously the more weighty the cart is, the less handling it has, and vice versa. So you can't make this like absolutely perfect cart that's good at everything. So carts do actually handle differently to each other in quite a lot of different ways, because like 6 or 7 different tiers in between each back and forth section. So that carts are very variable, and some handle fucking terribly, but are very fast, and others just like handles nicely, but yeah, slow. But there's a
Okay.
few characters in mods that I really, really like, including how I learned about this is I found out there was a goose mod in it. So I was very happy about that.
Yeah,
And
that's something I might look into. Especially if it's got sort of like the Mugen kind of roster where
yes,
everything you might think is on there is probably on there.
yes, the Infomaniac is on there.
Yes. That's a deep cut.
Let me just go on my. I was gonna say go on my roster, but I think there's Samus. There's in one of the mods. There's Samus. There's Metal Slug.
Okay, that's fun.
Majima. I think I've got Copy X on one of the mods. There's a few things I'm like, oh, I wish I had that as a mod, but that is just isn't in there. But there's I think
Yeah.
there's a lot that is on there, and there's a lot still being made, including tracks. And there's a lot of decent tracks as well. I've got the entire Pizza Tower set. Somebody did some remakes of some Mario levels, a bunch more Sonic
I,
inspired ones. There is even a Rayman themed track of all things.
oh, okay.
Yeah, someone did like some was it not Capcom? Someone did Rayman, Puyo Puyo, I think Rice Star, and something else as like a pack of tracks, which was really cool. I think Vinny played this as
Fair enough.
well. Vinny did play this.
Oh yeah, yeah, didn't he? Pardon me. Right.
So I've been having fun with that. There's also battle mode. I haven't tried it online yet, and I'm kind of scared too, because I bet you there's some really good players on this, and I will just get absolutely completely destroyed.
Is there a map for the that one, the only track on Lego Island? with the
Sadly not. I wait. Hang on a minute.
uh,
SRB2
the one that
car
does that one. If
Lego.
you that don't know or the stream, there is an absolutely horrendous couple of bits. There's a weird skeleton that can literally kick you back to the whole. You can lose the race just getting kicked by that thing.
Yeah.
And there is the worst
Oh.
dead stop I have ever seen in a racing game.
Oh, that didn't
Just
work.
after a door, so if you don't know it's there, you will crash.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. I can't post the GIF properly. Oh, for fuck's sake! It didn't. It didn't work again. I was trying to send the picture of the Infomaniac.
Oh, what?
But the cool thing is you can change the color of your character to any color you want. So it's not like you have to
Nice.
have color alts of things, which is just nice. Um, there's a good boost system. The item system is fun. It's different enough from Mario Kart without being so different that you don't know what anything does. It's like there is a blue shell looking thing, but it acts slightly differently to blue shell. There is a missile and stuff like that. There's obviously boosts. There's something akin to a golden mushroom, but doesn't work quite in the same way. Things like that. So he's like, okay, this is a similar to this, but not identical. It's different enough to be interesting and fun because there are some very funny, sometimes aggravating, but if it doesn't happen to you, it's funny kind of moments. And I think also in tracks, people have made like recreations of old like racing game stuff, so things like Daytona USA tracks. But I think with speed boost and stuff to make them more interesting. There's a few Crash Nitro Kart levels they made into tracks as well. Just someone is that Sand Desert from Mario Kart? I think it might be. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun. There's new stuff coming out for it near enough all the time. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I recommend it.
I'll give it a go. And bit of an indie game thing right now.
Yeah, and maybe we'll
Yeah,
stream it at some point for a lark. You can have a
yeah. I mean, I'm not great at racing games, but I can enjoy them.
yeah, and this is more like a party style racing game rather than like a competitive
Oh yeah.
one like Gran Turismo. So it's a bit more funny, a bit more memey, that kind of thing. So I think we can leave it at that for the week, honestly. So thank you guys
Yes.
for tuning in. Shall we spin the wheel of destiny?
Yes. How could you forget to spin that wheel? Um, this coming week, the theme for Homebrew of the Week will be. Oh, you like this? Cursed item.
Ooh.
That can be yeah. Cursed item.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we've done. Apart from the only thing I might want to announce is I'm planning to do more streaming the coming weeks. I've been meaning to stream an game I used to like on the PSP called Dungeon Siege: Throne of Agony,
Oh.
which is a decent little. It's not mind blowing. It's very budget and of its time, but I think it's a it's interesting. What makes it decent enough to play is it's got simple mechanics and surprisingly deep lore that doesn't necessarily come to anything. It's kind of
Mm.
weird, but I like it, so I'm going to give it a stream. Yeah.
Fairs. Did you
Any
ever
closing thoughts, Jake?
play on the PSP? I think it was called Dungeon Explorer Warriors of Ancient Arts. Because I had
Mm,
that on PSP.
I think I think I did.
Because that was a bit of a weird one. Like it was weirdly generic, but not. If that makes sense. I think it had like the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon aspect where the dungeons were slightly procedurally generated each time.
Yeah.
I mean, technically that's more of a Diablo thing, but potato potato.
I think I played it. Played something certainly like it. There are quite a lot of RPGs in the PSP that were somewhat decent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost like the PSP lended itself really well to turn-based RPG type stuff.
two
with an
low
explorative
budget
aspect.
action RPGs. Yeah,
Yeah.
quite a few of
So,
them.
I think we shall. Everybody get in the longboat. We will do a raid. Who are we going to raid this week? Who knows? Eeny, meeny, miny. Do we raid Maple? Maybe we could raid Maple. Maple's doing a Pokemon thing. Do you know what? Actually, no, we'll raid Ghosting By because I want to watch them continue playing Death Stranding, which is a very weird game.
Is it one or two? Because didn't all run
Um,
through the second. Then.
I think it's the first one. I think. I mean, they're
Ah, okay.
both really weird.
Not that I could tell the difference. They're both
Yeah.
out there.
So get in the raid, but don't forget to look after your weird test tube baby that you have on you to keep the monsters away for some reason. Real thing that happens in Death Stranding. Don't know why.
Watch out for guitar wielding cyber samurai.
Yep, yep. And just the literal manifestation of Hideo Kojima, because that probably happens at some point. And we
That guy
will.
keeps annoying me. I'm trying to sleep, and he
Yeah, it's just Hideo
materializes and
Kojima. Just...
tells me it's not over yet.
It's not ogre yet. Okay. So, we shall see you next time for more
Next
Byzantian
time.
Brewscast.